Once upon a time in ancient Greece, there was a god named Helios. Helios was the god of the sun, sight, and oaths. He commanded the skies every day with his magnificent chariot that was driven by majestic horses. Helios was often referred to as Helios, Hyperion, and Phaeton. At first, not many people knew of Helios, but as time passed, he became more prominent in Roman culture where he was seen as Apollo and Sol. Helios was the son of Titans, Hyperion, and Thea, and he had two siblings, Selene and Eos. But his most famous story was that of his son Phaeton. Phaeton asked Helios if he could drive his four-horse fiery chariot across the skies for one day. Despite Helios warning him of the dangers of the ride, Phaeton insisted on doing it. This led to a disastrous outcome, and Zeus intervened and ultimately ended Phaeton's reckless ride. Throughout mythology, Helios acted as an all-seeing witness and was often invoked during oaths. He played a significant role in ancient magic and spells, and in art, he was depicted as a beardless youth wearing a chiton and carrying a whip while driving his quadriga. He was also often accompanied by other celestial gods such as Selene, Eos, and the stars. Helios was worshipped throughout ancient Greece, and the island of Rhodes was the principal cult center for him. The islanders believed that Helios was their patron god and built the Colossus of Rhodes to honor him. The massive statue stood for years until an earthquake destroyed it. Once upon a time, in ancient Greece, there was a god named Helios. He was known as the god of the sun and was often depicted as a fiery charioteer, driving his chariot across the sky pulled by four white horses. Every morning, Helios would cross the sky in a linear direction from east to west. It is said that Helios built his own chariot and yoked his chariot with the help of goddesses of the seasons called Ori. His sister, Eos, would open the gates for him and accompany him on his daily journey across the sky. Helios was kind and generous, as seen when he granted a golden cup to Heracles after the latter apologized for shooting an arrow at him. However, he was also subject to the wishes of other gods, such as Hera, who made him set earlier than usual during war or become downcast after Eos' son, Memnon, was killed. Sometimes, Helios would stop his chariot mid-air to watch nymphs dance, which is said to be the reason for longer summer days in mythological tales. However, he was also susceptible to being blocked by Zeus during solar eclipses. According to Plutarch, the moon moves around the sun due to its love for Helios. Helios' horses were named after fire, flame, light, and other luminous qualities, according to Hyginus, but Homer made no mention of horses or chariot. Despite the mysteries surrounding how his chariot flew across the sky and the inconsistency of his appearance in myths, Helios remained a beloved god of the Greek pantheon. Once upon a time, Helios, the Greek god of the sun, found himself without a portion of land as the gods divided the earth among themselves. He went to Zeus to complain about this unfortunate event and Zeus offered to do the division again. However, Helios was not interested in a redivision. Instead, he requested an island that he had spotted emerging from the sea. Zeus agreed to grant Helios this island and named it Rhodes after Helios' lover, Rhode. The island was known to be fruitful and perfect for humans and cattle. Helios and Rhode had many children including 7 sons and 1 daughter. Rhodes became a sacred island where Helios was worshipped above all other gods. However, when Athena, the goddess of wisdom, was born, Helios knew he needed to win her favor. He instructed his children and the Rhodians to build an altar dedicated to her immediately. They built it but forgot to bring fire for the sacrifice. Zeus sent a golden cloud that rained gold on them, and Athena blessed them with unmatched skills in every art. Athena was worshipped in Rhodes with flameless sacrifices, where the victim would be slain on the altar of burnt offering, but the fire was not set on the altar. And that was how Helios came to possess his sacred island of Rhodes, which ultimately became revered as a place of wisdom and unmatched skill. Phaeton, son of the mighty sun god Helios, was enamored with his father's chariot and begged to be given a chance to drive it. Helios, hesitant at first, finally gives in to his son's persistence and grants him permission to take the reins for one day. Phaeton, overjoyed at his opportunity, sets off in the chariot, determined to prove himself to his father. Unfortunately, Phaeton lacks the experience and skill needed to control the powerful chariot. As he rides across the sky, the chariot starts to veer off course. The sun begins to scorch the earth, and the rivers begin to dry up. The gods and mortals look on in disbelief as the world is plunged into chaos. In the end, Phaeton is unable to control the chariot and plunges to his death. The world is thrown into mourning, and the Heliades, Phaeton's sisters, weep tears of amber. Helios, devastated by his son's demise, swears never to allow anyone else to drive his chariot again. The story of Phaeton has been retold throughout the ages, each version offering its own unique interpretation of the tragic tale. But one thing remains the same: the story of Phaeton serves as a cautionary tale of the dangers of hubris and the catastrophic consequences that can result from overreaching.